Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today I'm going to be reviewing and doing a walkthrough of, yes, a new anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, if you've seen the manga, read it, more power to you. I haven't, so I'm going to be a little more judgmental, and I'll save my ratings to the end. But anyways, let's get into it. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Episode 1, and it was different. It's, in my opinion, this kind of anime series is something that I'll say it belongs on the 4Kids network. It's because it's not my cup of tea. Maybe that's why. I gave it a low rating, but I'll save that till the end. But let's begin. We open this series up with England, 1868. Interesting year. I don't see a lot of anime that start in that kind of time frame. I mean, you're at the end of the century almost. You see a carriage that's been flipped over, and you hear a little kid screaming, like a little baby, crying. His mother's dead, and also you see a man that's looks like he's dead, but his name is Joyster. Interesting name. A thief, or a guy that looks kind of scummish. He's like a really bad person in my opinion, and you'll probably see why. His name's Dario Brando. Interesting name, horrible appearance. And we're not sure the name of the girl that's actually with him. I'm guessing that might be his mistress or daughter. Well, we don't really know, because we don't get to see who that person is. Anyways, they were going to rob this man of his teeth, as well as the ring he was wearing. And this is Joyster. I should tell you a little more about Joyster in general. He's a really rich man. We don't know his profession yet on episode 1, but we know he's very rich. He's an aristocrat. And he's also in possession of a mask, which he keeps in a briefcase. Now, before I go on to that, this is quite interesting. Just before Dario Brando was about to pull his teeth and take his ring off, Joyster awakens. And for the love of me, I don't know why he thinks this, but he sees Dario and thinks, "You saved my life. How is my wife? How is my kid?" He's like, "I'm sorry, your kid passed. Your kid's alive, but your wife has passed away." And Joyster's like, "What is your name?" He's like, "My name's Dario Brando." It's like, "I won't forget your name before I pass out. I owe you a debt of gratitude." And then you do a little 12-year time skip, where now Joyster is a little older and he has a son. His nickname for his son is JoJo, or at least that's what his son calls himself, but his real name is Jonathan Joyster, and he has a dog, Danny. Now, again, the graphics in this anime remind me of something from the 4Kids network. That's why I wasn't so intrigued with the graphics. And the story kind of progressed somewhat fast with all these stupid time gaps. You have at least 2 time gaps in the episode, so bear with me. I thought it was very reminds you of Gundam AGE just a little bit because of the time gaps. Now we see Joyster's son, JoJo. He's been introduced, and he's kind of, I guess he's not the rich kid's he's not the son of a rich guy per se. He doesn't act like it, because he's always trying to do stuff. Like, he saves a girl called, I believe her name's Arena. Let me see if I can remember what her name is. Yeah, her name's Arena. He sees Arena playing with a doll, and these 2 boys, I guess, pick on her and try to reveal what's underneath the doll's dress, which is so stupid. But anyways, he comes in and he doesn't care about the affection about this girl. He's trying to be a gentleman, which, that's kind of rare in some animes. And he gets the snot beaten out of him. And even when these 2 guys find out that he's a Joyster, part of the aristocrats, they beat him up more and say, "You stay on your own land." So this kid, JoJo, really bizarre, hence the name JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's really trying to put a name out there for himself, to make himself a little more different from his father. He's trying to be the man his dad thinks he's supposed to be, a gentleman. But that doesn't really work. Now, he left his little, I call it a rag, but it has his insignia on this little scarf. His, first name and last name on it, and I guess Arena keeps it. Now we're going to move on from that, and I'm going to introduce another character. His name is Dio. Now, Dio is the son of Dario Brando. So this thief, this disgusting man, has a son, and his son is a genius. He's a chess hustler. Yeah, like a pool hustler. He's a chess hustler. And I don't know, he looks pretty cool in my opinion, but he is the antagonist right now of the series. Horrible person. I'm going to compare him to Nami from XL World. That's my comparison right now. Probably even worse. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but yeah. Dario is definitely worse. On his father's deathbed, his father gives him a letter that says, "Take this to Joyster. I saved his life once. This will come in handy so you can become richer and take advantage of him." So off the bat, you can tell this kid's, he doesn't respect his father. He even spits on his father's grave when he passes. And he takes the letter and he goes to the Joyster residency. And now, again, JoJo's father is a complete moron. He actually kept his word. He takes Dario's son Dio in, makes him part of the family, tells his staff, "Treat him like you would treat my son." And when this kid gets out of the carriage, Dio, he sees Danny, JoJo's dog, and funny story. Dio hates dogs, so they scare the heck out of him. Kicks the dog. What? And it's just weird. And you see, JoJo's dad is like, it's like, I understand the situation. The dog just jumped on you randomly. You were just reacting. And then in Dio's mind, he's like, "No, I just really don't like dogs. I just want to beat the crap out of him." Like, this guy, off the bat, he's a scum. This Dio, horrible person in the series. Which is, I guess, in this is kind of good that we know who the antagonist is off the bat. Because, I mean, the writer did a great job in describing this bad person. It makes it so much of a bad person that you want to see the main character, which is JoJo, progress a little more. So he goes inside the house, and JoJo's dad instructs everyone, "Treat Dio as you would treat my son," and they do. And he puts his bag down and goes upstairs to go check his room out with JoJo's father, and JoJo's ready to take his luggage up. Dio, like, "Don't! What are you doing? Don't touch that!" And then beats the crap out of him. I'm surprised JoJo's father is really that blindsided by Dio taking advantage and beating the crap out of his son. Now, while Dee's at JoJo's residence, at the Joyster residence, he has excelled in everything that's gentlemanly like. He has manners. He's very, he's a gentleman. He's trying to show up JoJo so his father doesn't leave anything to him. So he's trying to take advantage of everything. And the more JoJo sees this, he's more sloppy. He's, I guess, not scared. He's trying to keep up. I mean, Dio, he's off the streets, but he's got street smarts. JoJo, he's been pampered by his father ever since his mother died. So it's kind of unfair. The father should, be siding with his son. But Dio, you can see he's got the black eye. Underneath his eyes, he's got the little blackness there. He's got the blonde hair. He's just he's even turned out all of JoJo's friends, or people that were somewhat friends with JoJo. He's taking, like, the town's turned against him. He even went into a boxing ring, and JoJo lost to Dio, got the crap beat out of him, and then Dio pushed even more, put his finger in his eye, like, boxing wise, and then he tells everyone, "Yeah, don't tell my boxing secret to JoJo because he's just a rat. He'll just tell everyone everything." And it's like, you really hate Dio. Dio, oh my god, I'll just say it, worst guy ever. Make things worse, after Dio has showed off to JoJo so many times, no one likes JoJo. Everyone is like, wow. And the only person that respects JoJo right now, other than his dog Danny, is Irina, the girl he saved. She ended up leaving him grapes on a tree with his handkerchief. And, the next day they end up going out. They have a fun time. He writes a little heart on the tree, JoJo and Irina. I was like, oh, that's cute. He's all happy. And then Dio. I thought this guy was worse at the start from beating the crap out of a dog. He almost comes close to raping Irina. He ends up taking the first kiss from her. He sees Arena coming back, smiling, having a great day with JoJo, and JoJo's already back at his house. Arena's walking down the road. Dio and two guys behind him, they jump out, and he's like, "So you're the reason why JoJo's happy. I thought I had his spirit broken." He just went in, stole a kiss, forced himself on her, took the first kiss, and he's like, "Now we'll see how JoJo reacts." And Arena was like, she saw the first mud puddle on the ground, she started scraping it off her lips. She was humiliating Dio. He's like, he was just stunned. He's like really pissed because it was like an insult. Like she didn't even like the kiss, even if it was forced. So she's like, "I don't want anything to do with you." She walks away. And you know, JoJo finds out. He finds this out after he talks to Arena, or tries to, and she's like running away because she's so, you know, she doesn't feel good about what happened. She's very torn apart. It's like embarrassing. She really liked JoJo, and she still does. JoJo, he puts the pieces together. He knows what happened. And you know what? He confronts Dio, beats the crap out of him. But you know, Dio, he's still up. You know, he's ready. Beat the crap out of JoJo. JoJo surprises us. Headbutts him. Beats the crap out of him. And, you know, so it was really good. You see Dio on the ground squirming. And then you see Mr. Joyster, JoJo's dad, come downstairs. "Boys, what's the problem?" And just when Dio was about to pull a knife out, he puts it back. And it looks like JoJo was beating the crap out of Dio in his father's eyes, like you were beating a defenseless person. And so he sends both of the guys to their rooms. And again, JoJo's father is a complete moron. I can't believe you would actually believe someone over your son. I mean, come on. Two boys bleeding. He has a knife behind his back, and you're gonna side with... You didn't see that knife? Wow. Anyways, they go back to their room, and this is what's gonna make you either cry a little bit when you see this next part, or you'll be emotionally pissed. JoJo's in his room, you know, 2 hours sleeping it off. Dio takes the dog, Danny, puts Danny in a coffin box, alive, in the fire stack outside. It's like a furnace. And you see a servant put wood inside, light it on fire, shut it. You didn't even know a dog was in there. And he kills the dog. If you thought Dio was bad at the beginning, that action, even beyond kissing Arena, it just... I'm sorry, that was... Wow. JoJo is... He knows who really did it. He's just pissed, but you don't really see more above that. But apparently Dio was in class. That was his excuse why he wasn't there. And you see a little funeral service going on, and their dog's buried with a little cross above it. And apparently JoJo's dad, Mr. Joyster, was like, yes, a thief probably came in the house and thought the dog was a guard dog, and, you know, put it in the fire stack. I'm like, you are very conceited, man. Very conceited. If you know, for an aristocrat, you're a moron. And I just feel really bad for JoJo right now. But I want to go back to when they were actually fighting in the house, JoJo versus Dio. Now, the mask that Mr. Joyster had at the beginning of the series, it's put up in a plaque in his room. Well, in the main lobby, I guess, of his house. And when JoJo headbutted Dio, there was blood splatter on the mask. It looked like the mask was coming alive. It was on the ground, and it opened up. And the moment Mr. Joyster came downstairs, it went back to its normal state. So that's kind of interesting. But anyways, we're left at the end of the episode with Arena and JoJo. JoJo looking at Arena as she's like walking away, but there's no interaction. So the thing that Dio did by kissing her really screwed everything up between them. But we don't know anything beyond that. What we do know is Danny is dead. Dio is the scum of the series. And there's a mask with interesting powers. I can't wait to see more of what that's about. But that is it for the episode. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 because I wasn't thrilled with it. really. I mean, for first episode, yeah, of course I'm gonna keep reviewing it, but I'm just not really. I'm too emotionally crippled right now with what just happened to really give it a perfect 5 out of 5. I have to give it a 3 out of 5 because you know what? Usually the good guy comes out on top, or at least somewhere, and we didn't see that until the end. And the killing of the dog, wow, that's something I don't like to see in an anime series, something that vulgar. I'm sorry, but I had to give it a 3 out of 5 based on that. But you know, at least JoJo's stepping it up in the series. What I'd like to see more of is probably less of Dio and more of JoJo trying to improve himself, because he looks like someone that if they might have more, you know, can do more. Because at the end of the episode, we have another time skip. I told you there were 2 time skips. Now we've got a 7-year time skip. But that we don't get to see where they're at now, though. But what we do know is Dio's taking advantage of the Joyster family, trying to get the best life he can probably get, but at the dirtiest way. So he takes after his father, Dario Brando, pretty much, who was also another scum in the series. So if he thought his father was bad, he's worse. But that ends it for the series, for the episode. I look forward to watching the next episode, even though I gave it a low rating, just to see where it goes, and I'll definitely review it. But comment down below, subscribe above, thumbs up, thumbs down. Check me out on Twitter, follow me if you want, and that ends it for this review. Hopefully Sword Art Online will be out next, or One Piece today, or tomorrow, so I'll review that. I might hold off on Go for another day, maybe Monday, but we'll see. Okay, well, that ends for my review, and my walkthrough. I gotta say it. You know who's coming. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.